Okay, it is way later than I thought it was. It's after 7 already. And it's Sunday, the 12th, pardon me, of May. Sorry, had kind of a long day. I went ahead and knocked together the chair, and you can see what it looks like. I'm gonna go, okay, and the chair will have a doll sitting in it. The doll that I am going to have to make, which I've got the head started. The head started. So I went ahead and started putting together the chair today, and then I just kind of just I don't want to say I like shotgunned it, but I just got it done. It's one of those things where it's like it's not you've seen me make chairs before. It's not going to take me that long. I did make some different choices for this one. You can see I did a little more carving at the top. Um, these little bits here that are in cardboard, I really need to get back in there with some glue. That shim, you can see that tiny little shim. I got it on the first cut, which I was very pleased about. I did these little pieces in cardboard because my brain is tired and I'm going to paint the piece anyway. So it really doesn't matter that it's made out of wood. I just wanted to see if I could make it completely out of wood. I didn't make it completely out of wood though. You can see I've got some toothpicks here. I've got some dowels that I had hanging around from another project. A lot of craft sticks. Also some popsicle sticks. And these are truly recycled. You can kind of see that little stain on there. Those came with some little ice cream novelty. I did use some uh, board, some of the really nice, the really more sturdy gator board. I didn't use this one because you can see that end with that cut is just like, oh, that's horrible. So I decided to not use this one. Yesterday I'd kind of put together some ideas about how big I wanted to make things. And it seems like, as always, started out with some cardboard, and then moved up to a template to make sure I had the spacing the way that I wanted it. And I gotta tell you, I just did not do a whole ton of measuring. I don't want to say I'm above measuring. But sometimes when I'm working, I'm just like, I don't care. Sometimes I really care about measuring, and then other times I'm like, I don't want to. I did make myself a little jig because I wanted to make sure I got the position of the legs the way that I wanted them. And even then, I still ended up with one leg that's out just a little bit further than the others. But I'm not going to scream and cry about it. I'm just not. Part of that had to do with how I put the legs together. And you can see here, if I can get this to focus, I actually did some carving into the larger dowel, the bigger dowel here that my thumb is on. Because you can kind of see, if I can get that to focus, you can see that little bit of bamboo is going into the leg. It's not perfect. Part of that is because I couldn't find my good knife. I have a carving knife, and I have squirreled it away somewhere. I just don't know where. But for my purposes, this is just fine. I didn't do anything super fancy with the stretchers. I did add these top stretchers underneath to add some stabilization. This was a pretty quick chair to make, even though it took me, like I said, I cut some of the pieces yesterday. I think I did some of the carving, these little knots on the top, I did yesterday while listening to a bad movie. And I still have a couple of things that I would like to do. I'm still thinking about this space here, and I'm not sure what I'm going to add to it. But as you can see, it fits within the space. I'm trying to figure out what color I want to paint it. Knowing that the head is going to be orange, I got to figure out what color I want to paint it. And I'm not really sure. So this is kind of, after a couple of really long videos, this one's kind of a short one. Because by tomorrow, I'm going to make sure that everything's sanded the way that I want it. And then I'm going to get a coat of something on it. It may just be an undercoat just to make sure I've got something on it. Let me see if I can, let's see. There. Because the doll that's going to be sitting in this is going to be about a little similar in size. And I also kind of need to figure out where I want the placement. And yeah, I know that there's a lot of the chair is going to be covered up by where the doll is sitting, but I can't just not make it the way that I want to make it. So, oh, and I sound all like depressed and sighing. I did get the lid all glued on. I think this looks really nice. I made sure I glued this piece together so when this opens, you're going to see something else here. I'm going to put something, I already have something planned for here. And I have items planned in the box as well. But on this side and the back, I'm going to use a couple of different fastening methods. I'm going to be using glue, and I'm going to be using some brads to keep this in place, kind of for decoration a little bit. And then I'm going to be putting a pole here, and then this can just flip up. So yeah, that's kind of where I am. This had stayed in and got pressed overnight, so I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, I'm just kind of tired right now. This is, I also need to make sure that the way in which I make the doll anchors the doll down, because I'm going to be using a similar pattern to this. I'm going to alter it just a little bit, and put it all together. So I need to start thinking about that. And now that I've got that painted, the chair painted, I think I really need to make a jig and some patterns. I need to start on those hinges, because I also did some, what my father would say, farting around with the hinges last night and some of the stuff I have on hand. So I need to get that put together and done. Yeah. And then today, from a client, someone who's bought a lot of my work, he sent me, he called me, or he messaged me a couple of days ago. He'd found this tiny little doll in an antique shop, and the detail on this thing is just insane. Those are bullion knots, those orange ones, and it's made with silk ribbon and organza ribbon and wool. And if I turn her over very carefully, she's got a little braid and a little knit cap, and this edge is on here, and it's picoed. And he knows my work. He owns my work, and he saw this, and it reminded him of me. So he purchased it and sent it. And it's just the sweetest little thing. She's got a little skirt underneath there. It looks to me like a little, it was made by a little grandma lady. It had to be. And I'm wondering if it was made as like a part of a sale of some sort. This little person looks like they're in some traditional costume of an area. Immediately I thought of Italy with the red, white, and the green, but I'm not sure. But just, I mean, the stitching, she even used little blanket stitches. So I'm quite touched that he saw this and he bought it and sent it to me. It's just, she's an absolute treasure. And I'm going to build her a little case so I can properly display her so she won't get hurt. I'm thinking something with glass on both sides so you can admire both sides. It's nice to know that someone a long time ago was doing this. Makes me wonder if someone in the future will be finding my work and going, holy crap, look at that. That's a bullion knot. But look, she used little blanket stitches around the edge of the little skirt, and that little ribbon is folded in half, and that sweet little face. She's just adorable. I love her. And right now I have her sitting in a little box on my desk because I don't want her to get hurt. So she needs to have a special place. So this video just got longer. So I will see you in the next video once I figure out what color this is going to be. I'm kind of leaning right now, believe it or not, towards kind of a chartreusey kind of color. A green, something in this family down in here. I'm thinking about something about that color, because I can always come in and do little spot colors as well on it. But that's what I'm kind of leaning towards. But then I could also flip it around and like go full on Van Gogh and like maybe it like, blazing yellow or orange. Anyway, I'm tired. My husband is making me pancakes and I gotta go. I will see you in the next video.